the first thing that I want to do is I want to thank NMC and Holly and Nancy and Larry, and I want to thank Lori. And I've been very supported during the last couple of days, and it's such a great opportunity. So thank y'all so very much. I mean, I feel really honored and very privileged to be here. So I don't want to forget to say that, and I want to say it in front of people, so you'll know that I really mean it. And I also want to acknowledge the other people in our group. You know, there's 22 of us, but there's 6 of us here, and it has been a phenomenal experience to get to know them and get to talk with them and become part of this group from all over the world. And I am so honored to be part of y'all, and you're great friends already. So I look forward to knowing y'all for a long, long time. So I don't have a lot of time, but they wanted us to talk about some solutions to these wicked problems that the NMC has identified. So this was the one that I chose. Rethink what it means to teach and reinvent everything about teaching. And so in 10 minutes, we can all leave, and we're done. So, okay? So, you know, I'm going to look at my notes and make sure I don't forget anything. So I don't think I'm going to accomplish all of this, but we'll get through what I can. But what I think we need to do whenever we're talking about rethinking teaching is I really think that we really need to come at it from a different direction. I really think that we need to look at learning and what learning means today and what today's learner looks like. And we can take this idea of rethinking teaching and reimagine it and all those sorts of things, but I really sincerely think that we need to start redirecting our teaching energies towards creating great learners. And by creating great learners, we're gonna work our ways out of a lot of our jobs. And I think that's a significant change in the 20-year career that I've had since I started in educational technology. But I do think that helping our students become independent and self-directed learners is the highest priority that we can have. And I understand that there are other things that they need to learn, and yes, they should learn them. But I think along with, when we're talking about a second grader, when you're talking about reading and you're talking about math, those are essential skills. And learning today is an essential skill. And I don't know that we're adequately addressing that skill. So during this conference, we're seeing a lot of talk about things, a lot of tools. And it's great that we're here talking about them, but most of the tools that we're talking about are for independent learners. And not all children have those skills to be independent learners. And so we're leaving a broad section of that population out. So let's step back and take a look at it. So when you look at independent learners, these are the problems that we have with independent and self-directed learners. Procrastination, laziness, misguidance, lack of motivation, and bad time management. And I want to say something because, 25 years ago when I was in high school, I was hearing these same things from my teachers. And we have not addressed this at all. So these are big challenges for us. And we need to really get on the ball and start thinking about it, especially in this day and age with these tools. So while what's new is we can learn anywhere and we can learn anything that we want. And it's a huge opportunity. And it will be like this forever. there's no going back from this. So we are here. We can do this anytime that we want. But there's an important word that I want to point out to you when we say we can learn anything we want, anywhere we want, anytime we want, and that's the word want. And what is want? What do we want? Is it what the child wants to learn? Is it what the state wants them to learn? Is it what the parents want them to learn? What are those things? And somebody has to make that choice. And I don't have that answer here, but we do have to give them the tools to learn, and they need to want to learn. So I don't know if y'all have seen the TED Talk from Angela Lee Duckworth, and she's fantastic. She talks about grit, and I have a quote from her, if my phone will straighten up, that I want to read. But she says that we need a much better understanding of learning from a motivational perspective, and how well we do in school and in life has more to do with our ability to learn and learn quickly than it does with IQ. So those are important things. We have to address it. These are essential skills for learning. So when we look at some of the things that a self-directed learner or an independent learner needs to have, they need to have motivation and they need to have goal-setting skills. They need to be persistent. They need to have determination. They need to be organized, and they need to be able to plan. And all those tools, all those skills are some of those things that we need to be making happen in schools if we continue down this path to take advantage of all these great technology tools. So, unfortunately, it's hard in our educational climate. In Texas, I don't know if you're from Texas or not, but even if you're not, you've probably read about us. We are in a climate dominated by high-stakes testing, standardization, and accountability. And it leaves no room, really, for anything. And it leaves no room for things our students need. And what that climate has created are dependent learners. And the dependent learners are waiting to be fed an education. They're willing to be handed it to them. They're waiting for that next morsel. They're waiting for the next task. And that is a recipe for a very poor digital age employee. So we need to create independent learners. I don't know if y'all have one of these at home. I have one of these at home. And if you don't know Big Bang Theory, you should watch that show. But this is my Sam. And he's very smart. He's a squirrel. And I love him so much, but he learns constantly, but he learns what he wants to learn. And and I'll tell you, his grades in school, like his science, I think he may have like a 71, which may have been just dropped up from 78, 100% on a standardized test, across the board. He learns what he wants to learn. So that's my Sam. This is what his classroom looks like today. They're doing fun things. This is what he's going to. He's fixing to go into middle school. And that's probably what it's going to look a lot like in his high school. And when he gets here, he's going to be that guy walking out because he's not really going to tolerate this. And I worry about his next few years in the secondary system. But what I want for Sam is I want this. This is, I've seen this look on my child. This isn't my child, it's a great picture, but this is what I want for Sam. And I want that look on my child's face long after I'm gone. And he needs those tools to keep that wonder and keep that fascination. So thank y'all so much. And once again, thank you, NMC, and thank you for the opportunity, and it's wonderful being here. Thank you, guys.